Yo everyone, welcome back to another episode of Down to Mars. I'm Nis.
I'm Bex. I'm Abby.
And together... No, I'm joking. But obviously we know we've been gone for a little while. Sometimes you have to deal with life, recoup, revamp, come back better. But we're back now. We've got some good content for you, so stay locked.
Yep. And drop all your comments and suggestions below. Yep.
And let us know what you think. Today's episode, we're going to be touching on a few things that have been, going around, very relevant for today, for now, and it is the art of cancel culture.
Woo! Ciao.
All the things that come with it. Obviously, I think in the last few months, I've seen it happen
A lot recently.
Yeah.
Twitter's been a bit hot for it.
They've been trying to cancel a few people. A lot of the things I don't really agree with. I'm not a fan of cancel culture. I don't know what you guys think, but...
Sometimes it's necessary. I mean, depends on what's actually happened. But I feel like, for me, who decides, really? That's my biggest question. Is Twitter the place, the appropriate place to cancel people? Because I feel like anyone can say anything about anyone, make any allegations,
Before we go on, actually, let me say, if you're not familiar with cancel culture, so it's basically where someone's done something that maybe goes against the social norms, not typically done, and then they're cast out of a social circle or cast out of society in that sense because of what they've done. So they try and cancel you. Very popular on Twitter, very popular on Black Twitter. And it's basically just where a point is made of what you've done, of your action, and...
Most recently, I think as well, it's starting to incorporate actually disregarding the person who's been cancelled, their art form. So say if they're a musician, people will stop playing their music, or if they're an actor, people stop running their films, or like Kevin Hart, I think they tried to cancel him when he made some homophobic comments. He lost his place as a host on the Oscars. So people actually losing their profession and being disregarded completely. So it's quite a deep thing. It goes beyond Twitter, I feel like.
And do you think it's right, though? The main example that I can talk about today is what I saw was there was a list. The list was apparently people that have been accused of sexual assault or sexual misconduct. It wasn't obviously an official list, but anyone could add to that list. And it was being circulated around Twitter. There were a lot of forms of it. So there was one list, then people saying, oh no, I've got a different list. And obviously you're going through that list and you're seeing people's names that you recognise, people that you know.
On the list, there was someone, the next day I'm in Kingston Shopping Centre, turn around, see one of the people on the list, and then I'm saying to the person I'm with, bruh, this person's on the list for sexual assault. So you can easily see how it spreads.
Escalates.
Of course, 100%. And this is people's life and reputation.
Exactly, and if it's not true, then it's just that it's a big accusation against something that's...
Well, that's the issue. There's no way of validating it because, as I said, anyone can add to that list. It's not regulated in any way. So if I've got a problem, say someone's done me dirty or I'm sour about something, I can go and add to that list. Where is the logic in that? And how are people really taking that as gospel and thinking, right, he done that, I'm not talking to him, or I'm not going to shop with him, or I'm not going to listen to his music? I just think that's crazy. Obviously, I'm not going to invalidate anyone's experience because some of those things were probably very real and people have experienced things. But I think there's a way to go about it. If you're going to tell your truth, you need to...
Communicate in the right way.
You have to back it up. You've got to come with
100%.
more of a backstory rather than just, I'm going to put your name on this list and...
accuse you of...
Yeah, I think it's mad.
But then, having said that, I do feel like when there is that proof, for example, like, say, the R. Kelly situation, I feel like for me, I definitely am for cancelling R. Kelly. Like,
but you have to think, R. Kelly's a bit of a hard one because R. Kelly is not just about social media. He's gone to trial. He's in jail. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is a real... He's really been convicted. So you can say he if they're going to cancel him on Twitter, it's fine and fair enough because what he's been accused of is proven. It's very much proven. So I think some of the cancelling is just been online, it's been on social media, but you need to think about the culprits that have actually been prosecuted and proven
guilty.
Yeah, because there are candidates that have been.
And on that note, though, you need to be able to separate the artist from their art form, whatever they are, whether they're a singer, they're a rapper, they've got their own clothing line. Or you do.
So you think if somebody is guilty of something like sexual assault, you will still listen to their music?
It's not endorsing it, yeah. But okay, let's talk about R. Kelly, for example, yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up as a child R. Kelly fan. I love R. Kelly. Like, yeah.
No,
I believe I can fly is what is and was one of my favourite songs. Like, I fucked with him in it. So, obviously, this is not new though.
Yeah.
How many years ago did we hear about him?
Yeah.
You know, urinating on a girl.
Yeah,
It was never really challenged as such. He was still part of celebrity circles. He was still putting out music. People were still. He was on features. He was still a big artist. But obviously, I think that's where you have to really think about, cool, they've done this, but does that make them less of a talented person?
I get what you mean, but personally, I couldn't listen to...
Abby, if you cancel every person every celebrity that's done something wrong, you'll cancel everyone. Because
I get what you mean.
I feel like a lot of celebrities, artists, actors, comedians, they have very dark personal lives. And if you delve deep into them, you're going to find something that you don't agree with or that your morals don't align with.
Yeah.
And fair enough, R. Kelly is a very severe case of it. What he's done is obviously disgusting and there's no excuse for it. But a lot of these celebrities, they have very dark personal lives. If you don't learn to separate their art from who they are and what they've done,
what are you going to be listening to?
You'll listen to, you won't watch no movies, you won't listen to no music.
I get what you mean, but I just think, I don't know, maybe just the R. Kelly situation, I don't feel comfortable listening to his music. I actually generally don't.
Yeah, when you read,
after watching that whole documentary, I physically cannot listen to any of his songs, personally.
So
that might just be
if
me.
you're in a party and
Well, it's not going to come on in a party.
comes on, what you...
Obviously,
it could well come on in a party.
How's it different?
She'll be there
I probably won't even dance. I'm not going to lie. I'll sit down for that one. I'll miss it out. Seriously.
Yeah, but just because you're dancing to it doesn't mean that you're endorsing it. It's not like you're going and buying tickets to R. Kelly tour. Do you know what I mean?
He's not profiting off any of his stuff anyway.
So it doesn't take away the fact that he's very talented and he makes music that he made music that we all love and know. Most recently, Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Are we going to cancel him? Are you going to cancel him?
No, because hold on, wait. There's no... I personally haven't heard the full story. I don't know what's actually happened. Obviously, there's been allegations. Obviously, he shot her, Meg Thee Stallion, obviously. But I don't know what actually happened. So I can't cancel someone on something that I don't know whether it's true, not whether it's true or not, but what actually happened in this situation.
But that is...
And it's very different to sexual assault. I mean, obviously, okay, yeah, shooting somebody isn't... No, that
sounds... Wait, a crime is a crime. Come on, a crime is a crime, shoot someone in their foot.
No. I'm not saying that it's not an issue. Obviously, it's an issue, but I mean as in with R. Kelly, it was constant, with so many different young girls, it was deep. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, not saying it's not deep to shoot somebody. It obviously is. But I'm saying, I don't know. Obviously, yeah, okay, I need to know the story before I make any comments on Tory.
But people don't know the story, and if you look at the response that Tory's getting at the moment, it's there's no innocent until proven guilty anymore.
Swam say he doesn't want to do a song with him, or getting off his song.
Taylor's removed him off the deluxe version.
She's not putting him in the video.
Mad.
I think everyone kind of just jumps on the bandwagon when it comes to situations like this with social media.
Well, that's what the cancel culture thing is, and I think it's very common within the black community, because if we look, Prince Andrew.
Jeffrey Epstein.
That is really deep. That's real.
real.
If you go and watch that documentary and then you're seeing everything that he's associated with, and obviously that's a royal family, so it's a little bit different. They're powerful if you can avoid it. But I do think it's more of a common thing within the black community, and obviously the young black people on Twitter, it's like, all right, cool, he's done this, we're not fucking with him no more. Why? Even if Tory has shot her in the foot, what are you lot saying? You're not listening to Tory Lanez's music anymore?
I don't know if I'd say...
I'm not going to say that. I will still listen to Tory Lanez's music.
So will I?
Probably. Yeah, I think I would still listen to his music.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
So
it
why
doesn't
is that
stop my
different?
sympathy for her, but...
Why is that different to R. Kelly?
No, because what I'm saying with R. Kelly is sexual assault... I'm not saying there's a difference between sexual assault and, obviously... A crime's a crime, I understand, but it's been going on for years with R. Kelly. He's been doing it with multiple people, taking advantage of multiple...
the nature of the crime.
Yeah, and it's been going on, he's been Do you know what I mean? If Tory Lanez goes around constantly shooting people, then maybe my perception would change. Do you know what I mean?
Rappers do go around shooting people.
Well, I don't know. Do
exactly. Like we don't know, but still we're seeing everyone. Oh yeah, cancel Tory, blah blah blah. Like, it's obviously I'm very supportive of Meg. I love her as an artist and I love her music. But I think for him, he's not even had a chance to tell his side of the story. She hasn't even really told her side. She's just obviously gone on live. People have seen her cry.
But do you think that that's probably because there's maybe a criminal investigation going on? Because usually with them type of things, you can't comment to the public about the situation. So I probably think that there's some sort of investigation going on, and when the conclusion of that arrives,
Well, obviously we'll just have to wait and see. No, but off the back of what it is now, I'm not a fan. And I think
of cancelling or not a fan
of cancelling. I'm so against it. Like that. We saw after the list. Obviously in the UK, it's like Nigeria Twitter kind of mirrored it, and they did their own version of a list. Then a couple of weeks later, we're seeing that a boy's committed suicide because he was wrongly accused or is allegedly accused of raping a girl. He tried to clear his name. The girl wasn't having it. It was still kind of popping off. He's now gone and killed himself. That's the danger of it. Do you know what I mean? People see an allegation made, jump on a bandwagon, they want to be atting people like, yeah, you're this,
that's why I feel like Twitter is not the place for this type of situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, if somebody's committed a crime, you take it to the appropriate place. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to report a crime of somebody, you don't go to Twitter. That to me is just like trying to draw someone out.
In the perspective, of the victim. Say you have had something done to you and you are angry, you're hurt, you're humiliated. So you are going to want to take it to the world and let everybody know. Like, you're just seeing your perpetrator going about their daily life. If it is a big superstar, like I think there was one in the Nigerian Twitter, which was like the band. Somebody was accusing the band. Like, if that girl must have been, if it was true, like hurt, humiliated, she's gonna come straight to Twitter because his fame and his reputation is what makes him, innit? That's what makes everyone rate him.
And that's the quickest way to
that's the way I think, why does it take for there to be a list for her to then now come and speak up? Why wasn't this spoken about before the list?
You can't say that. Think about it, if something's happened to you, it's not a given that you're going to feel comfortable to share it with anyone. Let alone obviously get on social media and share your business. Like, you're putting it out there, everyone's going to know that it's associated with you. So you can't say, why does it take... Obviously, time. When you choose to share your experiences, when you choose to share it.
I just think it's hard to differentiate between people that are genuinely wanting to talk, like that are hurting, or people that are just jumping on the bandwagon. Do you know what I mean? 100%. And that's what makes it hard, because it's like you said, Twitter's not really the place to
judge somebody.
But I feel like if somebody's genuinely hurt, it's hard to differentiate between those people that are going through those emotions and people that are just like, oh, this is my chance to just bring this person down.
And
do you know what I mean?
This is the issue in itself, really, isn't it? It's just like, what's the best means? You know what I'm saying? As somebody who's inspired by everybody coming forth, telling their stories, what do you do in that situation? Do you come to Twitter, or do you take it to the police? Where if it's something that's happened years and years ago, the chances are
they're not going to
really do much.
Anything,
because most of those cases are built on physical evidence and stuff. And after the time, so it's like, as a victim, you need to kind of understand that they may be feeling inspired by people who's coming out with their stories, and although it may not seem like the best means, at that time that might be their release. That's their way.
I think it's avoiding acting on emotion, rather you need to obviously use logic. I can't tell anyone how to deal with their experience and obviously when to share it, how to share it. But I think especially as women,
I was gonna say it's a bit of a girl thing, isn't it? Like the emotional acting.
No, I wasn't even gonna say that. I was gonna say with everything that was coming out. So obviously the list came out. Then we had obviously other people getting involved and saying sharing their experience. Female artists. We saw Ray Black. She was talking about the situation that happened with Ambush. Things like that, it's like, okay, you're going to be triggered by things, and that will trigger you to share your experience. I'm sure all of us might have had an experience similar, not on maybe to the extent, but as women, I'm sure we've all experienced something where we could say, yeah, he violated, or he made me feel uncomfortable, do you know what I mean? But I think, for me personally, it was about thinking, I'm not gaining anything by adding your name to a list. Do you know what I mean? Anyone can see that list and think, okay, I'm not going to link him or blah, blah, blah. But there's no validity, as I've said. So I think when I was actually seeing girls sharing their experience in saying, oh, this is what happened, blah, 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 they're putting up receipts, screenshots and stuff, then it's like, all right, cool, you're really trying to warn people off. I get it. But by adding someone's name to a list, you're not gaining anything. Like, or you're obviously going to cause a little bit of a
stir.
But when it comes down to it, there's no solid evidence behind it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. I don't know, man. I think what I was going to say with women, like, women are more likely to put their exposures out there and stuff like this, and it makes it a little bit hard because I don't feel like women are the innocent gender. Women wrong men all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and if men took to social media to state their woes or be like, oh, this girl done this and made a list about girls. Do you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine the uproar?
Yeah. But I think that's like where the gender bias comes into it. Because even obviously on that list, I think there was one girl on there, photographer.
Was there?
There was a female photographer.
Oh, yeah, I did see.
And she was on there. But there wasn't really any guys accused say, oh, this girl done this to me, blah, blah, blah.
And let me ask you something. With that photography, the response to her in comparison to the response to the men.
Yeah.
Did you see the difference? Because I did.
Yeah, of course.
That's mad though.
That's where the gender bias comes in. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a lot easier to cancel a guy, especially when it's things of this nature, than it is to say, oh, you know what, this girl tried to stick it on me. You know, no one's going to cancel a girl for that, unfortunately. Especially in the UK, I think it's hard for that to happen. And the perfect example of that was the way everyone jumped on Ambush when Ray Black came out, obviously, with what she came out with. Yeah. And I didn't like that personally, just because, obviously, by the looks of things and by the looks of what she was saying, they had a conversation. That situation had happened, they'd had a conversation. I'm guessing they'd come to an understanding that he'd apologised, you know what I mean? They'd sorted it out. That's not to disregard what happened, because I don't agree with that. But I think, obviously, she saw everyone's talking and she thought, all right, cool, let me draw him out. Mm-hmm. And she was drawing him out. She's like, you got 24 hours to respond. Like, what are you going to do? Yeah, no, I'm not with it.
But I think with quite a few of the male, like, celebrities that were accused, in the screenshots, they had prior conversations that I think the girl that accused Bonkers, they had spoke previous. She had addressed him about it. I can't remember the other person, but they had been addressed previously. So it's just like, when you have spoke...
Well, this is exactly what I mean about not saying that. But I'm just like, this is how do you differentiate who's genuinely hurting at the time and who is just using this as an opportunity to jump on the bandwagon and just pull someone's name down, even though they've discussed it, they've closed the chapter. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could be something that you've let go now and you're moving on with your lives. Oh, but this has come up.
So to one person it might be closed, to the other person
they're still
it's not
going.
And
that's the danger of it. I think that's the danger of using social media emotionally, do you know what I mean? Getting very in your feelings. You see someone talking about something.
It's a personal tool. Like, as much as it's for business and brands and it's personal. You got your own profile and your Twitter's asking you what's on your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's true.
So you have to expect that people are going to put out their personal feelings, and sometimes sometimes I'm tweeting mad stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like something, Rebecca, you're moving. You know, people get in their feelings.
It's true.
You know, so I just think with something so personal, you are going to have these little snags, like things coming out, and you're not going to want it to be like associated with you, innit?
But then it's like, even if you're doing like, or even if you do say something mad, or you do something mad, people change and people grow in it, and how I feel today, my views today, I might have a conversation tomorrow, I feel different, or like within a year goes by, I'm able to reflect on what I've said, what I've done, and think, all right, cool, let me check it. Like, I think we need to stop censoring things so much and being so sensitive. We need to. I need to be able to say what I want to say and
be your true self.
Yeah, like get offended just because it's my truth.
And it's your opinion.
Yeah,
and you're entitled to have that.
B. Simone.
Oh gosh, yeah.
She obviously they tried to cancel her because she said she would only date. What did she say? She would only date a man that's
an entrepreneur.
Matching her, basically. Yeah, like he needs to be making money. He needs to be on his shit.
What's the problem with that?
I think what she was saying
she wouldn't date a guy with a 9 to 5. That's what she said.
Not a 9 to 5.
But how many girls are there that have that perception?
Yeah, but the difference is that them girls are not in the public eye coming out and saying it.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying what she's saying wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying she needs to know that when she's making a statement like that, people are going to jump on her.
Yeah.
And I think she probably expected it.
On?
Yeah, but they're going to jump on anything, you know? So
yeah, everyone's entitled to have their own
preference.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
There's girls out here
okay,
that
cool. Everyone's entitled to their own preference, but do you necessarily need to come on social media and state it? What was she gaining by going on social media and writing, I'm not going to date a man with a 9 to 5? Like, what are you going to get? What are you gaining from it?
She's sharing her preference. Her future husband might be out there. She's letting it be known, right, if you got a 9 to 5...
I'm sure as well, like, there must be... I can't think off the top of my head.
No, that's yeah.
I can't think off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's probably rappers out there, basketball players that might make similar statements about
like
girls.
all the time.
My girl's got to be da-da-da-da. Why do they not get cancelled? Do you know what I mean? So it's just like...
But I think when it happens... they will pick at strings, innit? Because there was that. Then obviously, someone must have been digging and found out that her book, a lot of the content in her book is plagiarised. So she's taken it from another book. And obviously she hasn't changed anything really, just the colours, reprinted it. Now that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's still not enough to cancel someone though. Like,
just don't buy the book.
Don't buy the book. You don't have to support her. You don't have to give her her money. Either way, she's chopped off of that, innit? She made her $1 million that she wanted to do. Like, she's
quick.
And people were buying the book without obviously knowing what content's in there. But yeah.
Okay, cool. In that, it's like more for the people. You know what you're buying. Like, you can get, when you're ordering a book online, you can get an extract.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have been able to know that.
Bro, if he was looking, the same day he was looking for plagiarism, they will find something.
No.
Yeah, man.
No. But even in that, I think that just came from people hating, because obviously she made her meal. She had like her journey. She was broadcasting it. She was very heavy on the social media, showing like, right, I want to touch a milli. She touched the milli, and then all of a sudden, these stories are coming out. People are accusing her, trying to cancel her.
Yeah, but it's always at the height, like when the celebrity's in their height, isn't it?
It's the hating.
Because Doja Cat, remember when as soon as she made a tune with Nicki Minaj,
she went
to number one billboards,
and then obviously everyone's finding the controversial things. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that though? Because obviously they were saying she's made colorist comments.
I didn't see.
And she's basically saying that she would only date white guys, but like, that's her preference. Or she was in chat rooms using aliases, like basically.
Obviously, like as a black person, when you hear stuff like that from your own people, it's kind of like, oh man, come on, man.
Yeah.
But she was young at the time, and I believe in very much what at the point that you made earlier. People do make mistakes and come back,
and they change. Their opinions change.
And you have to understand that perhaps she was very young at the time, very uneducated at the time. We don't know what background like she grew up with. You know, she might have not grew up around black people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel
you
like
have to allow people to grow.
Yeah, and I feel like in this industry, the industry that she's in, she must definitely have had some genuine growth. Otherwise, people would not work with her. Really.
Yeah.
And I don't know the girl, but I just feel like it's a bit harsh to judge her on something that she's done when she's
young,
a kid, basically. Yeah. So for me, I don't think that she deserved to get cancelled. Yeah, obviously it's not nice to see, and I'm glad that people put it up so that she knows, like, okay, cool.
Don't make those.
Don't make them sick. But
especially
like
when you're now really infiltrating like
the culture.
The culture. Yeah, like you need to be an ally. Like now's the time. If you've got you've got a platform, you've got an opportunity. You're in a place of power. You need to be an advocate for that. Do you know what I mean? You can't. The colorist shit. I'm not supportive of it at all. But I think if we go and search back, a lot of these artists, a lot of celebs, like. Everyone has said something that's going to offend somebody or is going to be considered controversial. So you can't, it's not everything you can cry about. What you need to do is try and educate, influence, show them and make them love themselves and love the people around them. That's, Going forward, how do you think that we can, like, navigate it?
Can you? This is the thing, like, with cancel culture, I think it's one of them things. I think now, like, I would say definitely after this whole, like, corona lockdown stuff, I've seen more young people and old people questioning things that they see online. And I like that. I like this attitude, like, you see something, you take it with a pinch, just go do your research. Yeah. So I feel like more of that kind of mentality people need to adopt in it. When you see something online, don't just jump on the bandwagon, be a she.
Take it as gospel.
Yeah, but I'm confused by people that weren't doing that anyway. But you know what I'm
that's
saying?
a good point.
I feel like you need to take things with a pinch of salt and go do your research and have your own mind about things. Don't be me personally. Like when I'm looking at things, I'm not looking at what everyone else is saying. I'm reading it, but I'm not taking it in because I need to know for myself. Understand?
How you feel about it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, even like when you said as well, I think what we can take from it is also like you said, separating the art from the person being.
You're with that now.
No. I'm just saying that's something that people can do. Like, do you know what I mean?
Do you think you could though? Like with the R. Kelly thing?
But like, I used to like R. Kelly a lot, so I'm not gonna lie, but. It just depends. Obviously, I take things differently. Certain things, everyone takes things differently. Do you know what I mean?
When you liked him a lot, did you like him as a person or did you?
No, I liked his music.
You liked his music, right? Has his music changed?
Okay, all right. So I see you're going with this.
I'm really just
No. His music hasn't changed. His music hasn't changed. But yeah, I suppose I get what you mean in terms of like separating the talent from the actual person and not painting they're painting them with that brush, I guess. So yeah, that's something that I think people could apply.
Going forward.
Yeah, going forward.
Well, look at Jordan Woods. She made it back from the cancel boy.
Yeah.
Big and better.
She's better.
Rick Ross video. She made it back.
Yeah.
She made it back. So I feel like certain celebrities, like when they get cancelled, they just need to take a little look at their attitude and try to rectify.
Yeah, and come back better.
Yeah, Black Twitter's not all bad, innit? They saved Jordan.
Yeah.
She made it back from Black Twitter boy, I know, but
and they really tried to cancel her.
Well, look at the whole Larsa Pippen situation. Apparently, she's been accused of the same thing. Well, she was accused of the same thing as Jordan, sleeping with Tristan.
Wow.
But she's not been dragged through the mud like Jordan has.
But you know what? Yeah, it's mad because this is why I think that like high-profile celebrities, not even I think, I know, have a big hand and execs, etc. in the media and these blog pages because I feel like the Kardashians literally. Must control everything that's printed about them, even all the bad shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Even with the Jordan Woods situation, I don't even think it was really black people trying to cancel her. That was more just obviously the Kardashians are, I'd say, the most powerful family in Hollywood. So they're anything that goes against their,
brands.
That it's getting shut down. Do you know what I mean? It's not so much black people saying, let's cancel Jordan, because really you think black people are are rooting for.
But I feel like the only reason that
Jordan.
Yeah, but black people cancel black people all the time. I feel like the only reason they decided to defend Jordan was because it's against the Kardashians.
Yeah, 100%.
But also because I think the whole situation was, it didn't make sense to cancel Jordan. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think...
Cancel Tristan!
Exactly. He's been cheating on her how many times? Like, why are you crying now? Like, do you know what I mean?
No, it's true. But then, as you said...
With the Larsa situation, the same thing. But the thing is, they ended it so...
Scandal. This is not the first time.
Really?
No, because she was cheating.
Well, I didn't hear about...
She cheated on Scotty, her husband, Scotty Pippen, or are they not together now?
I think they are together.
No, I don't think they are.
Okay, I could be wrong.
Actually, I don't know. But obviously, she cheated on him
with who?
Future.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was Future. Obviously, that one was kept quiet, and obviously, whatever happened between her and Tristan.
But you see how they ended things so amicably with
they
her.
but then followed her off of Instagram
but with Jordan, it was just it's all on their program and Twitter and all of that, and it's just like.
But that's because I think, say, Larsa, she is in terms of hierarchy, she's a bit more up there with them, innit? Whereas Jordan,
was Kylie's friend.
Her powers come from them, innit? Like, her clout, people know her because the Kardashians. Yeah, so they're like, what, you've profited off of us, and now you're cancelled. But obviously, as you said,
she's come back better.
Yeah, and I think that's the power, that shows the power of black people.
But Jordan also had Will and Jada. They come back to her next day, Red Table Talk, they scooped her up, and I think a lot of black people align with, like, at that time, obviously not now with like the whole entanglement thing, but we're aligning with Will and Jada, innit? Like, they're taking Will and Jada as gospel. So they're like, all right, they're backing her. No, let's back Jordan. Yeah. So I think it definitely depends, like, who's in your corner. Like, it's a popularity contest, isn't it?
Yeah.
With celebs. So I feel like it depends,
You have to, as obviously she done Red Table Talk and stuff. If you're being accused of something and you are in a position of power, you are a celebrity, you've got that platform, you're gonna have to come out and say, well, listen, this is what really happened. Do you know what I mean? Give people the opportunity to hear your truth, and then they can decide, I still don't fuck with it. Do you know what I mean? You're cancelled to me. Or all right, cool, I hear her. Let's
That's why I disagree with you. I feel like sometimes you don't always need to address things. Me personally, I don't always obviously I'm not a celebrity, but I would not always address certain things for myself. And I feel like sometimes when celebrities address certain things in certain way, it just doesn't really seem genuine. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think it depends on what it is. Because I'm sure probably, obviously, we're not celebrities, but I'm sure in our lifetime, people have said something about us that's not true.
Yeah, 100%.
And we think, oh, please, I don't even have time for that.
Yeah.
But when something... It depends on what's been said or who it's been said by, that you might feel
damaging your brand or your
if someone that you care about or whatever has heard something about you that is generally not true, you're gonna maybe go up to that person and clear your name and prove that's not what's happened. But if it's somebody that on Instagram, let's just say, did you know, or did it, or fake account, just trying to slander you, you're just like, oh, bore off.
Delete the comment.
I don't even care. Do you know what I mean?
I feel you, but nah, man. I just feel like sometimes it's a little bit more classier to just
carry on.
Yeah.
But if people are cancelling you, then don't you think you would need to...
It depends on the allegation, innit? It depends what's being said.
But when it gets to the centre of the cancel,
my job's
you
need to talk up. When it starts fucking with the money, I feel like that's when they start talking up.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
People go into overdrive, they need to pattern it up. But yeah, just going back to how it can be avoided or how we can kind of manage it, I also would probably say the platforms play a part. If there is something like a list or something circulating, shut down those accounts, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not invalidating anyone's experience, as I said, but we can't really be allowing this kind of defamation to happen, because it's serious, isn't it? And as we've seen, someone's taking their life.
Exactly.
So when it comes to things like that, they need to be taking action and actually...
Things like Instagram, Twitter, they need to have some sort of policies in place maybe to regulate things like this.
You're
it's
right,
hard,
100%.
but there should be something.
Still freedom of speech.
But when you join social media, you need to know what time it is.
Yeah.
And they tell you in all of this in the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They let you know. And if you're a grown adult in the 21st century, you know what time it is with social media. You need to be very careful with social media. You need to take accountability as grown people.
You have to be prepared for people.
Celebrities, they're in the limelight. They know what time it is. If they're acting a certain way, you can't be shocked when you get put on a list. You can't be shocked when your DMs get exposed.
But if you're not acting a certain way and you get put on a list...
Fine, fair enough.
Yeah.
If you're an innocent person, fine, fair enough. But, for the ones that have been... the truth has come to light.
Well, hopefully, everything that has been brought to light and where it's kind of gone in the last few months, hopefully people will think twice. Do you know what I mean? And I think what it has done is raise the awareness that the issue really does exist and is very, very common. So hope people are going to be a lot more cautious and aware of their actions, and we're not going to hear so many experiences. That's my hope. All we can try and do is obviously shift it and make sure that stuff like that isn't happening. And obviously we're getting the truth and people are sharing.
Yeah, but I don't think this is going to be the last that we hear of cancel culture. When the truth comes out about Tory and Meg, we'll see what one, because
we'll have another episode for you. But thank you guys for watching.
Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think.
Stay locked in with us. Our Instagram is Down to Mars Official, and our YouTube Down to Mars. Yeah,
you know the style.
Thank you.